When you play Roll Up to Win with Tim Hortons, buy a hot or cold beverage using the Tim's app and find out.
So I got a Jetta 2014 Volkswagen Jetta. I have the customer clean the back, the trunk, everything for me already. So I'm gonna install the amplifier. The radio is already installed. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna hook up the jacks and the remote from here, and I'm gonna also need a Y adapter because this radio is a it's a Pioneer. It's got the sub output from here, so I'm gonna use the Y adapter, one male, two female, because this is a female, so I need a male to plug to this and split that. I'm gonna run the jacks and remote all the way to the back and run the power. I'm gonna remove all of these right there. I guess the customer probably tried to run this wire right there and broke this or something. I'm not sure. It's taped, so I'm gonna remove that tape and see what's going on. Seems like it's okay. I guess the this thing doesn't hold that together. That's why they're using it, because some of these are out like that. So what you want to do, you want to pry it out. Take a prier and just careful with it. Best thing to do is move the seat forward right there. And move the back seat, and I'm gonna try to pull this out right here. You see how hard that is. Probably a little bit hard to get out. So I'm coming to the other side. I'm gonna start prying this thing out. I think he got it out somewhere. I don't know where the rest of them at. I'm gonna pry this out right there. If you can look at it right here, there's a clip right there. You just want to pry that part out, and then I'm gonna take the seat out. Let me see how this seat can be taken out easily or not. If not, I can just pull this thing up a little bit like this, since they already got this out. I don't know how it was in there, so I just stuffed the jacks and the power wire through. And then this one, you just, yeah, it's best to take this out. I'm gonna move the seat. Now there's kind of clip right there. What it does, if you can see right there, I'm gonna see if I can get the light on. Nope. All you have to do is just put your hand, two of your hand right there, one left, one right, and pull it straight up. It should come out like this. So there's no switch that you have to push anything like that. So I'm gonna pry that part out. So if you look at it, you can pry it out, or you can start twisting it like so. Like twist it to the left. It's easier. If you pry it out, it's harder to do, but you can still pry it out. Just twist it to the left, you'll loosen it up. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my hand and squeeze it in there, and then pull it out like this on one side. Make sure you're not pulling more than 2 inch. You'll break them. If not, just take a flat head and do that. I'm gonna use my hand. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Try to use my hand a little bit and pull it out like this. Now you'll be able to pull the bottom one out. Like so. If you're looking at it. You know, I breathe hard because I just ate, and you know, when you're moving around with this small little car right here, it's kind of hard. But I got it out right here. I'm gonna lift it up like this. Just lift it up, and then run the wire underneath here to all of them. At the same time, I'm gonna help them fix this part real quick. I'm gonna take this piece out, this metal piece right there. I'm gonna take it out and put it on there first. All of them. I'm gonna take all of them and put on there, so it's easy to get in. Maybe I don't know which way is easier. I'll find out later when once I put all the wire in and try to put it back. Okay, I got it right now. You gotta put this thing in first. That's why they did it, a customer did it. I shouldn't say he, could be a she before, but I'm gonna stick it like that. You can see right there. So you grab one of each time right here, squeeze it in like this. If you have nails, you can do that. If you don't, use a flathead and needle nose, but and pry it out right here. See that? You gotta pry that out like so. Push it in and then pull it out, but I can't do that. I gotta use needle nose. I'm gonna remove this out, pry this out right there, and same thing as this. I'm gonna pry that out. When I say pry it out, that's what you do right there. Pry it. All Alright, I'm going to run a 0 gauge, which people said odd gauge, 0 gauge, same thing. So what I'm going to do, I don't know how to, be honest with you, I'm afraid to pop this thing out because I never took this out before. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sharp the wire through here, down here, and then I'm going to, you can see right there, the grommet right there, rubber grommet, or what you call a boot, rubber boot, whatever right there. I'm going to poke a hole through that and run a 0 gauge back up there using a coat hanger so I can pull it, and running the wire down here, and then make sure I do run the RCA jack. And then I also will see there's a bunch of room for that right in there. You can see that my 0 gauge going to be underneath of these right here, right there. Okay, this is 0 gauge. It's pretty big. So what I'm doing is I make a loop out of this piece, the metal right here. You can use a coat hanger if you don't have what I have. I cut this from electrical, whatever you call that puller thing, metal puller, electrical puller, whatever you call that. Gosh, I'm repeating myself again, but I didn't know what it called. But use your coat hanger, metal, anything metal, and make a loop out of this, and then tape it. And if you can't pull it back out and use a WD-40 and spray just a little bit, because if not, you're gonna see this when you spray W40, it melts. Well, it didn't melt the tape, melt the tape, and then make the tape look nasty. I'm gonna see if I can just pull it, because I poke it 2 or 3 times on the same to the rubber. So I'm gonna just pull it, see if I can. If I can't, I just use that WD-40. Oh, one hand is tough. Oh, got it through. So I got the power right there. So now I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put the fuse. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna tie the fuse over here and then run it over there. So be careful with this metal. If it touch anything, it will spark, and that's not a good thing. So I keep it about right there. I pull just a little bit more. You know, this odd gauge are expensive. They $7 a foot. So I try not to use too much. So I got the jack and the remote wire. I'm gonna try to start it from here, and then I'll put the snake it through down there, same as this one. I'm gonna push it down. I'm gonna work on the remote first. I'm gonna go underneath there and then go to the radio up there. I should be able to reach it. If not, I have the tool to just grab it, a grabber tool. If you don't have it, just try to reach with your hand. I use this grabber. It was a little bit difficult, but you don't need to buy this. But if you do need to buy one, you can get them at O'Reilly Auto Parts, at your nearest auto parts store. So O'Reilly's where I got it from. And yeah, what you do, you press this thing right here, and then that's gonna open up and release it, and it's gonna hold it and grip it. So I got it right here because of the radio like that. I'm gonna move it out here to the end. I use it right there, but I'm gonna have to move it. So as you can see, I sharp that power wire, and then I reach my hand down here a little bit and pulled it right here. And then I tape the RCA jack and the remote. I know some of you professional might say, hey man, I thought you were a pro. But yeah, I'm a pro, but I never took this out before. I don't have time to spend some time to how to pull it out, or I'm afraid I might break this piece. So I'm just gonna do the harder way, which is, you know, it's not gonna be too bad, and just shove it like that. I mean, if I have time, I'll try to figure this out. It'll be fine, but it's not much different. It's almost the same thing. By the time I do research or pry that and break it, then I'll be really screwed. So it doesn't matter what kind of pro. It's called experience. If you've never done this one before, you don't know how. Now I'm gonna move it along right here. I move the seat forward and grab the wire, the remote wire, power wire and everything. Get it as much as far as can, and then I'm gonna lift this part up a little bit and then shove all this power through it inside. I end up removing the seat out right there, and then in order to remove that seat out, you want to pry this thing up. Once you pry it up, you pull that back a little bit, then pick it up, like pull it back towards you and then pry it up, because I couldn't run the power wire through it. So I'm gonna run the power wire through here and get it on top of this. That should be fine right here. Now for those of you that doesn't like to do what I'm doing, if you want to do it, run the power, you can run it coming up here, right here too, if you want, but that's too much. Why would you let the power wire and stuff get wet, you know? So this is the best way, but if you don't like it this way, just go underneath there. All right, you don't have to do what I'm doing right here for the ground, as long as you get like maybe a soft type of screw or something like that. And what a lot of people do, they remove that and bolt right there and put it. I don't like that, but I just sand it. Make sure you sand it really good. Use some soft type of screw. You can get it at any Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever, and sand is real good and screw it back in there. You should be good, but you need to use 2 soft type of screw. In my case, since I'm using a bigger amp, I'm gonna use this kit right here. So good thing about this, they got an anti-corrosion gel. So that's my ground right there. It's got that zinc anodized star, which means it's not gonna move. It's kind of locked. It's more of a lock washer. That's what it's called. It's locked. Basically, it's not gonna move. So what I usually did, I usually take this almost all the way out, 3/4 way out, or close to 3/4, maybe 90% of them out, and then shove this wire back in there. And then for the remote, make sure you have the screw right there gonna hit the copper. If not, it's not gonna work. I mean, the amp would not turn on if it doesn't touch. And I love my Scorpion cutter right here. I can literally cut this thing really easy, or cut a 4 and odd gauge really easy. This thing is about $40-50 bucks. The reason why, you probably wonder the reason why I'm telling you that don't take it all the way out, because if you take it all the way out, you put it back, you might cross thread it, and then you're gonna have the you're gonna have to do a lot of work to get it in right. All right here, what I mentioned to you about earlier about one male. This is a male. A female will look like yeah, I don't have anything to show. Oh, that's a female looking. Then this is a male. You know what I mean? That's to remember male. That's what it looked like compared to human. So yep, you're gonna put onto the subwoofer right there. It says subwoofer output on a Pioneer. Now you're gonna have to hook up the remote wire. See how this remote hooked up together, because it's turned on the factory amplifier. So customer did this, and actually he watched my channel and he did a good job on it. I give him that. So now I'm just had to plug. I mean, I tape them, everything all good. I'm just gonna have to put it back in and do the power wire, the fuse holder. Right here, I ran the odd gauge over here. I hook up the fuse holder. I use 150 amp fuse. This is a bigger one, A&L fuse made by Raptor. And I'm gonna put it on this side. I'm gonna zip tie right there somehow. And then I think this is a 1/2 inch. This is an aftermarket. Somebody did this differently. Most of them are 10 millimeter. This is a 1/2 inch or 13. Now, as you can see, got it zip tie right there, and then I make sure it's not too high. It's perfectly. It's not even higher than this, so it's perfect. And this won't hurt anything right here. It's just the air intakes.
When you play Roll Up to Win with Tim Hortons, buy a hot or cold beverage using the Tim's app and find out.